Power BI combo chart composed of column chart and line chart. It comes to handy when you wanted to measure multiple metrics in the same chart to converse space. You wanted to put related information together, and the multiple metrics can be based on the same x-axis, for example, the month and the year. If we check all the visuals here, we can find these two, line and stacked column chart and line and clustered column chart. Let's start with the line and stacked column chart. To make one, let's decompose what we wanted to check step by step. Firstly, I wanted to check all the metrics by month, hence I put the month into x-axis. Secondly, I wanted to know the revenue by month and the composition of categories, so I put revenue into y-axis. And the legend should be revenue category. Now we have these monthly revenue numbers and its composition of categories. Thirdly, we see there is still base for here for the line y-axis. I think to check YY is great, so I put revenue YY here. If you take a look at here, you may find there is still blank under line y-axis, which means we can put more metrics down here. So I'm gonna add AVST ratio. To make it more visual appealing, I'm gonna format it a bit. First of all, I will change the title. Monthly revenue by categories. And make it black, enlarge it a little bit, put it in the middle. I'm going to visual. For the legend, I want to close the title and make it a little bit bigger. And for the columns, I want to change the colors to be more visual appealing. And okay, yellow is great. And for the lines, I want it to be strengthened a little bit. I'll give it a dark blue. A dark blue. Great. And I also wanted to add the data labels. And hide all the decimal places. Okay, now this looks great. Now we have 4 layers of information here: revenue by month, revenue composition by categories, revenue YOYs, revenue YOY ratio, and the revenue AVST ratio. It's good that it's giving tons of information. However, normally I do not suggest to put too much information in one chart. For one reason, too much information at once will surely add cognitive burden to end users. They will have to go to legend and the lines and the columns over and over again to match the names and try to comprehend the insight. For another reason, it's better to put only related information together. For example, in this chart we made, it's not 100% perfect to put AVST ratio here. If end users wanted to know target absolute numbers and check if they are rational, he cannot find it in this chart and will have to use the revenue and AVST ratio to calculate. But put YOY here is perfect because normally we do not want to show all the numbers all the way back to last year and create 12 extra columns. Just how many increase or decrease is enough. With all this being said, how to put together a combo chart should be based on the real business scenarios you encounter. Now let's look at the line and the cluster column chart. As I said just now, when the target deciders see the AVST, they might also wanted to check the target absolute numbers to see if the target are set rationally. For a cluster column chart, the columns are put together side by side, So I wanted to put actual and target side by side to see the progress of actual by month. Let's put month to the x-axis, actual and target to the y-axis, and AVST ratio to the line y-axis. Here we go. Now we have this chart showing actual, target, and the accurate achievement. To add more to the line and the cluster columns, I have this 1.2 times of revenue target. I can put it here. And I also have this new AVST ratio, which is compared to the new target, and I can put it in the line here. Now we have 5 layers of information: the actual revenue, the target, the 1.2 times of target, the AVST ratio, and the new AVST ratio, which is compared to the new target. However, to be frankly, this is a little bit too much information. You can always add more to the lines and to the columns, but just bear in mind, you need to achieve a balance between enough information and end users not feeling cognitive burdened. Only in this way, you are presenting a visual that is easy to read and have the right information.